I'm Dave Ferry with CSA reporter Mike Mancuso. We're talking about the potential players to have their numbers retired by New York metropolitan teams. And let's discuss the team that has by far the most retired jersey numbers. Have they reached saturation point to you, Mike?
Well, you know what? I went to cover a game and I had a number 62 on the side of my shoulder, and they thought that was enough to retire it because they retire all the other numbers. But uh, having said that, I think the Yankees are at this saturation point. I don't know that there's anybody currently involved, or you can go back and look at some number that you should retire, and you might have a different thought. But uh, you mentioned Mel Stottlemyre, maybe as somebody that they might, because he did have an outstanding career. He was actually a good hitter too,
Yeah, very good
uh,
hitter.
right? Roy White, you mentioned. Yet again, he was not a member of the championship teams. He was more on bad teams. Not his fault, but I think the Yankees are at this saturation point at this stage.
Well, I'll give you my reasons for Stottlemyre, and this is a shout out to one of my longtime grade school friends, Jamie Kempton, who loved this guy, Mel Stottlemyre, and here's a list of some of his accolades: three-time 20-game winner, and he did that on some pretty mediocre to bad Yankee teams. I mean, the '65 team finished fifth, and in his first full season, he won 20.
Right, and let's
Um,
keep in mind, finishing fifth in an it's 8-team league. You're in the second half of the
yeah,
league. That's
yeah, yeah,
that
not
shows you how
not
good he was. Yeah.
not impressive. He had two of those 21 seasons on teams with losing records. This kid. He started game seven of the 64 World Series as a rookie. And you could make a case that Stottlemyre was the biggest reason why they made the 64 World Series in the first place. They called him up midseason and he went 9-3. He was terrific. 164 wins despite pitching just nine full seasons for the Yankees, four of which were with winning teams. He's a five-time All-Star, 2.97 lifetime ERA. You've got I'm sorry, I look at the Yankees, the list of Yankee guys that have had their numbers retired, and I don't know if all of them are more deserving than Mel Stottlemyre.
No,
That's
I agree. And then he was also a coach. So
yeah, yeah.
yeah, I would agree with you on that. Yes, number
His
30.
his body of work is impressive. We mentioned Roy White. I would put He would be third on my list. Number two to me would be Greg Nettles, five-time All-Star as a Yankee from 75 to 80. So that's five All-Star teams in 6 years. AL home run leader in 1976. He had at least 20 homers in each of his first seven seasons as a Yankee, and he's one of the greatest defensive third basemen in Yankees history. I mean, Clete Boyer, Red Rolf, and yeah, Nettles. I mean, he's among the top three.
And he's part of all those championship teams too. So I would agree with you on that.
Yeah, and a fun guy.
Yeah,
Uh,
he was an integral part of the interworkings of that whole dynamic with Billy and Reggie and all those guys. And Thurman Munson. I think for sure he deserved
he and
it.
Pinella were
I
the
agree.
peacemakers. Yeah, yeah. Now I mentioned
Yeah,
White,
Pinella.
AL leader in several categories during his first 15 seasons, and he was a Yankee lifer, all 15 seasons with the Yankees. He This I didn't realize until a couple of days ago. He tops Tony Lazzeri, Thurman Munson, Earl Combs, and Robbie Cano in career WAR as a Yankee.
Wow.
So
Wow.
he's up there. I know it was 15 seasons, and then you log a lot more WAR points the longer you're there. But that's kind of impressive. And another guy I would think of is Willie Randolph. He's 12th on the
Excellent
Yankees all
choice.
time.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
12th on the all time list in Yankees career WAR. Um,
And it is a shame he gets overlooked a lot as being a quiet player. And he gets overlooked because he was quiet, but he was consistent, steady, and he was a winner.
yep.
And, you know, yeah, I would agree that I actually now that I think about it, I would probably put him ahead of Nettles. If you were asking me to rank, I think that, he would be number two after, Stoudemire on your list.